And now we're going to hear from GDOT Northeast, Cheryl.
Yeah, Mason Johnson joining us now on the line. Gosh, you're really kind of in the eye of this storm. We keep talking about this northeast quadrant of the state getting the most ice. Talk us through the preparations and what it's looking like at this point with your teams, and thanks in advance. I know it's going to be a long haul the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Obviously, this is something that we prepare for months in advance. We do dry runs throughout the summer, and our crews are ready to go when things like this come up. As far as this weekend, we will begin brining tonight, or I guess Saturday morning at 12:01 a.m. and into the morning. We will have crews ready on standby 24/7 as we prepare throughout this weekend.
You know, when you're talking, Nathan, about the amount of ice, when a thickness of 1 inch, I mean, that takes, you know, a lot of times just like a thin layer of black ice is enough to really, really be dangerous. When you're talking about the thickness that we could see, is brine going to be enough, or is this one of the situations that we're going to try to just lessen the impact, knowing that there might just be a period of time that we've just got to wait for some things to thaw out?
I think it's going to be a little bit of both, right? Obviously, we will put the material down to prepare for ice and snow, and then we're just going to have to be out on the roadways constantly, monitoring things and making sure that the roadways are safe for the general public.
Nathan, if I could ask you, when I'm out there, you know, those who watch the news, they look at the different warnings, and I've heard more than one time, you all are just trying to scare us. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Some people are skeptical that this storm is going to come through. What is your message to those folks?
Our message right now is to stay home. As long as it's not necessary, stay home. It leaves room on the roadway for our equipment to move smoothly, to clear ice and snow. We just urge everyone to stay safe.
You know, it kind of takes us back to what we've heard our moms say and grandmas say over the years, our aunties say, you know, prepare for the worst, hope for the best kind of situation. Because if there isn't kind of an over preparation, then on the backside, it's a much different conversation. But I know that you are in touch with the National Weather Service. Our teams are on those calls. And we want to stress to people that as we get closer to kind of like go time, it's looking like there is not a question of if, but how much ice we're going to be dealing with. Is that accurate in terms of the planning conversations you're having with your team?
That is correct. And you know, when you're looking at ice compared to snow, right, you're talking about different elements on the roadway as far as different elements on tree limbs. This is stuff that we're going to deal with in Northeast Georgia, especially up in the mountains, the curved roads, the shaded areas. We got to be careful and prepared for anything. So,
you know, when we see the system, you know, our team's been great at showing us of the maps of kind of where the system sits over the state. Are you guys, you know, rearranging any resources, since we know the northeast part of the state is going to hit the hardest? Are there any resources coming up from the southern part of Georgia? How are you guys moving the chess pieces around to make sure you have the most equipment at the time when you need it right there on site?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a state agency that communicates very effectively. We are always willing to help every district out. In District 1 Northeast, we help those in the south when hurricane weather comes up. And same difference for this type of situation. Crews from the south will be heading up north to help out as needed. And we're going to just be ready. We're going to be ready for whatever comes.
The reality is that somebody will be driving out on the roads. They either didn't hear the warning, or they have to be out there and they will get stuck. And those hero trucks will have to come, if they can come out, or somebody's going to have to, you know, come and rescue them, or they're going to be stuck. What should people do if they find themselves in that situation?
Well, they need to just stay safe, really. Make sure that you use proper signals in your cars to ensure that you're on the side of the road and in a safe area, and call for emergency help.
All right, Nathan Johnson from GDOT Northeast. Hey, really appreciate the time. I know it's going to be long days and short nights for the next stretch here, so I know we'll keep in close contact with you, and best of luck to your entire team out there.